All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to one of our most anticipated sessions of this evening. Well, this is a session that has generated a lot of interest simply because of the person, the beautiful lady it features. She's someone who's made a lasting impact on the Indian film industry in a very short span of time. Since her debut in 2014, she's not only charmed us with her beauty on screen, but she has also shown her acting caliber with performances that have been memorable, whether it is Kabir Singh or Shesha. Please give it up for the beautiful, the talented, the brilliant Kiara Advani. And the very lucky man leading this conversation is one of India's most loved authors, Chetan, Bhagat.
Okay, hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good evening to everyone. I am very excited to be here amongst so many amazing people and having this chat with Chetan finally.
No, I'm delighted too, and I've always seen you from the very beginning. I never knew one day we'll be doing this session, but from your first movie or whether it was a Netflix thing, I found this, you are extraordinarily talented. So congratulations on all the achievements. How are you keeping it together? Like, does it go to your head? Do you feel like kabhi lagta hai apun ko apuni bhagwan hai? Yeah, you feel like how do you keep grounded, you know, when so much fame is coming, so much adulation, so much love?
I think I have an attitude of gratitude, and sometimes my mom tells me, she says, you just don't know how to take a compliment. You're always underplaying yourself. But that comes from the very beginning of my journey. When I started off, I didn't go on to become an overnight success story. So those few years, the initial years of my career were the most defining years, and I believe that's what's made me who I am today. I think that's given me a sense of grounding, that I don't let it get to my head. Neither the success nor the failures.
Okay.
I think I found how to balance it and what to take from it and move ahead. I feel I'm a student of life. So I'm always learning, you know, this is going to be a learning for me when I go back. I'm sure I'm going to take a lot from this experience. And that's how this journey has been so far for me. It's going to be my 10th year in this industry this year. So I think,
wow, so even the so-called overnight success is 10 years of nights and day of work, yeah? In fact, one question I want to ask you, Kiara. A lot of times, this is said right from Indra Nooyi to any of the leading women say, like, I think she controversially said this once, that women can't have it all. And the biggest question is, can women have it all? You seem to be having it all. You just had a beautiful wedding last year, 1 year now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you recently celebrated your wedding anniversary. You've had success after success in films. You look good, you're fit, you have adulation. I haven't really seen people having a Kiara Advani hate club. You know, some of us have those. But you are loved universally. How is it happening? Because, and I think it's not just can women have it all. Can anyone have it all? Because even men find it difficult to have it all. Are you having it all?
I think the grass is always greener on the other side.
Oh.
I think that's just how it is in life. What someone may feel like, oh, she has it all, I may not feel that way. I may feel like, oh my God, he has it all, or she has it all, or look, Chetan Bhagat has it all. You know, that's how it is. We always think the other person is you know, like I said, the grass is always greener on the other side. But I think what you see is a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, a lot of you know, there are days when you feel, how am I going to do it? But it's how you come back and how you, you know, you strive to overcome those phases of lows or not being able to find your balance in those moments. And everything else that you're saying, I mean, like you're saying, that whether it's your personal life aspect or professional life, I mean, I feel life is a constant work in progress. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. It's not like you just wake up and it's all
like you made it. Abhi ho gaya.
I don't feel so. I feel like I have a long way to go. Abhi sirf 10 saal hue, abhi to God willing many more years. So no, I don't feel like I have it all.
Yeah, I guess when they say...
I am grateful, having
Okay.
said that, for
No.
everything that has that I've been blessed with, the career, the people in my life, everything. But I still feel this have it all concept, it's not in my head.
Broadly, when they say, can a woman have it all, they mean can she have a career as well as have a great family life or whatever the way she wants. Do you think, broadly, not just for you, do
Yeah.
you think that's possible?
If you want to make that happen, you can. I think it's mind over matter. And the example you took, Indra Nui, I think she's a great example of that herself. I mean, what she's achieved, being a mother, being a wife, being a home, she's balanced. She's set examples, she's done that. And many more women in my field, and I'm sure many of you sitting over here, it does take a lot of work, not to discard the fact that it also takes that much work from the men. I think the difference is that the women always get asked more often.
Yeah.
There's more expectation from the woman to be, whether it's a homemaker, whether,
Yeah, exactly.
there are more pressures on her.
आपको CEO बनना है, but बच्चों का क्या होगा? They don't ask a man that.
They'll never ask a man that.
Yeah.
So it's good that we're having this conversation. Next time you have a man sitting in front of you, I'd love for you to ask him that question.
I will. I mean, they say that another thing I read on the internet was between these 5 things, wife, career, fitness, not wife, I mean relationship for you, husband or whatever, career, fitness, sleep and friends. You can only have 3 things in life. Some other things have to...
What did you say?
Like a relationship, family, whatever, career, fitness, sleep and friends. It's hard to be great at all 5. You'll probably be good at 3 only. So my question simple is, do you have enough sleep? Do you get to socialize?
I have to make time. I have to prioritize what I need and how much of me. I mean, I wish I could be everywhere. I'm newly married, so of course my parents keep wanting me to come home, and I'm like, I have another home to also run. I have a career to also look after. I have friends who also are demanding and say, come on, we haven't met in so long. And I have parents who I love, who are my world and who I keep wanting to meet. And I also have, like you said, whether it's fitness or health or sleep, these are things which I have to prioritize for myself as well. But I think it's all about balance. And fortunately, I'm surrounded by people who are very understanding of that. So I think if you put your mind to it, you'll make it happen.
Yeah. Speaking of understanding, even the audience seems to be more understanding. There was a time it was seen as a negative for your career if an actor got married. But nowadays, sometimes it's a boost to your career or whatever. It seems to have no difference. Do you think that's a change that has happened? And of course, is it a welcome change? What are your thoughts on that?
So, when I was getting married, before we publicly announced it, there was a lot of, chatter about, oh my God, why is she getting married now? She's like, there was a lot of, she's just reaching that phase and all of that. But kudos to the audience, because I think they have evolved. We keep saying, oh, to the directors, producers, or to the actors, or female actors who've taken on that. But kudos to the audience, because they see you as a character. They don't see you as so-and-so who comes from this family or you know what I mean, when they're watching you. If they see everything else of your personal life, then as an actor, we've not done our job. I have to convince you that I am this character. So whether I'm married, whether I'm a mother, whether I'm someone's daughter, whatever that is, that's immaterial in that moment. And I think I can say that post-marriage, I've signed 2 of my biggest films. So I think that's, that's changing now. And I think, of course, we have so many actresses. I think all your top actresses today are all married. So that speaks volumes in itself, that, that's a positive change that's come about.
Yeah, no. I'm glad it has come about. How do you manage your social media? You do it, you have a team who does it, because that's a job.
It really is a job. I do it myself, and this is the one job that I have to get better at.
Yeah?
I was
You don't have
pretty good
Instagram,
at
your
it initially.
Instagram?
I don't think I have an Instagram. Right now my fans are calling me Advani because I've been posting a lot of my ads, and I find that hilarious.
That is kind of funny.
But it's my work. I'm proud to share it. We work a lot on all the creatives of those ads as well. But yeah, I know I have to get my Insta game up. But it's not it's not something that I put so much thought into, because I'm also at the same time trying to stop being addicted to Instagram. I feel there's so much to achieve, and there's so much to do, and there's so much to read, and there's so much to learn, that sometimes Instagram can become a little monotonous with the scrolling, and you tend to get distracted. So unfortunately, while I'm trying in my personal life to not be so addicted, I'm also losing my Insta game a bit.
Yeah, no, let's talk about this thing, because I think it's important for the youth. Instagram is extremely popular.
Yeah.
But you as an achiever, as somebody with ambition and a hard-working person, you do feel Instagram can be a distraction, or any social media, for example, could be X, or it could be whatever, Facebook, YouTube, all.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're going there to. I mean, it can, like we say, it can be, if you want to, read about certain things, there are beautiful pages which, are richer and all of that. And then sometimes you want to just scroll and see fun gupshup or like fashion, all of that. But that can be very time consuming. And also, what you see is the best version of it. Nobody knows the hard work behind that. Even when we put up our pictures, like we were talking backstage, I mean, that one selfie that I've posted, there are 50 selfies in my photo album
Which you have rejected.
which didn't make it. So I feel somewhere, when young people are looking, they're always seeing the best version. And I feel that's what Instagram has become. There are few people now who are changing that and, speaking about it, or putting, trying to be more authentic, so that we change these standards and these high expectations, or these unachievable beauty standards and things like that. But at the same time, there's a lot of work that goes behind the way, whether it's how somebody looks. Like very recently, I was seeing a post that Hrithik Roshan posted on his training for fighter. And he posted his whole journey about how he, gave up so many things to sleep on time, to get to his workout, to do his routine. And I understand that, because that's the discipline it takes for all of us in this profession. It's not just like you wake up like this and have hair and makeup and it's great. I think there's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes behind everything that you see, because it is a visual medium. So you do want to give it your best. You want to set aspirational standards, but without being, I think to do it in a healthy way, but without putting the pressure that this is how it's meant to be. But for us, if this is my job and I have to do a certain song or a film and look a certain way, I'll put in that discipline. I've done that. I know that's when you ask me, how do we manage it all? It's tough. You got to prioritize in those times.
Yeah, no, actually this is an important issue you took out of impossible beauty standards, impossible life standards. I open Instagram in the morning, I'm tired, I have not even brushed my teeth, I'm just like, my knees are hurting and I have to go to the gym somehow, whatever, and I'm seeing like every actor is in Maldives having breakfast in those floating things. And I'm like, what is this, yaar? I'm not having breakfast. Firstly, I think that breakfast is overrated. Because if the spoon falls in the water and your fork falls and then you're calling them, hi, housekeeping, can you give us a spoon? Or like my croissant is floated into the Indian Ocean. Fine, but it looks really good. I want to get that breakfast one day and float and open and pick up my whatever bread slice. It looks like you guys live like that. Not you guys, but like the models. There are many people who seem to have such a fabulous life, Kiara. And then they look so beautiful and you're eating that big breakfast and you're still so fit and slim and everything. Somebody in some part of India is seeing it in Guwahati, Bhopal. There are millions following. And some girl may feel like, wow, I'm not good enough. Or a guy also may see a male fitness model. It could be for models, actors, whoever. I'm not good enough physically. I'm never going to have. And it can create a negative cycle. Like then what's the point of me doing anything in life? I'm just not going to have this super fabulous life. What are your thoughts on the same? And what can some young person, like, I guess like you said, how do they see this? What is this? Is Instagram real? Or is it not real? I mean, what's really going on with those breakfasts?
Well, honestly, I like eating breakfast like just normally at home in my PJs, not getting into a fancy costume and going into a pool and getting that picture. I don't think anyone wants that. What you see is obviously,
And someone has taken that picture, right?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so I'm like holding my avocado toast and
maybe I should post my avocado toast. It'll be more relatable. I'll take that tip from you
so
and
yeah,
do
how
that.
does one like cope with this? You know, we have a 13-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl looking at it growing up and thinking, wow, I have acne. And these are these perfect bodies, perfect lives people. What do you want to say to them?
These are very, very real things that you're talking about, which is why I said that I myself have stopped taking that pressure, because it's not just that 13-year-old girl. Of course, it's all of them. But trust me, it's everyone you're seeing on Instagram. They're all going through the same shit.
Really?
Sorry, pardon my language.
Really?
But everyone is going through this. Of course, it's all becoming like, you know, this whole culture of putting up these perfect pictures. I think, like, I'm bored of seeing that. If I see another picture like that, I'd want to unfollow the account, because I feel there's just too much. I don't know, I find like imperfections, or you want to see something more relatable.
Yeah.
Also, that's why I said, I think you need to, in a day, the first thing you do in the morning cannot be waking up and going on social media.
That's, I think, great.
I feel, give yourself that 1 hour. That's what I do. When I wake up, my first 1 hour, I try not even looking at my phone, even though I know I have to like attend to work calls, and that's probably the only reason why I would, because in my job we don't have timings. But I still make that 1 hour for myself, whether I want to meditate, read a book, which I'm trying to do for very long, whether I want to, you know, just have my breakfast, then go to the gym, have a routine, have a certain structure in your life, just for yourself. And I feel when you realize how much that'll help you grow as a person, keep your, you know, what I noticed when I started doing this is that whether it's anxiety, fear, all these emotions, all these negative emotions, sometimes creep in the way even when you're just scrolling and you don't realize it. It's so subconscious. But if I had to remove that, and my first 1 hour of my day was not, you know, it did not start like that, you just realize how much more enriched you are, how much more present you are, you know, and taking in this moment. And I think it just lays that foundation for the rest of your day, because you're not sometimes that 1 hour goes to like 5 hours if you're scrolling. I mean, see your screen time, and I'm sure all of us here would be embarrassed and like put our phone away. So that is something we need to work on. And I feel that's something that's helped me.
Yeah. In terms of fitness, how much are you doing? Are you doing it every day? How much time in the gym? How many times a week? Rough guideline, or is there a rule like that for you?
I go every single day. I take Sundays off, or once a week I take an off. And I also love swimming. So I do a workout in the morning, and then I swim in the afternoon or evening. And I just find this more than anything just time for myself. I'll tell you something interesting that happened today. So I was working out today, and I wake up very early in the morning and run to the gym, sometimes
What time?
empty stomach. 7:30, by 8 I like to be in the gym. So I worked out in the morning this morning, and I did a very heavy workout. I did strength training. I really pushed myself. And my trainer tells me, okay, we finish this with a 2-minute sprint on the treadmill. So I was like, okay, 2 minutes, it's so easy. And he put it on a very high speed, and I started running, and 1 minute, 30 seconds down, I'm like, I cannot do this. I think I'm done. I've had a great workout. Let's end it. And he said, no, you will finish it. And I realized those last 30 seconds that I ran, which I did not want to run, was actually my whole workout. Because the fact that I could push my mind to tell my body, you've got this and you can do this, was so fulfilling that it just made me feel I could do anything if I put my mind to it. And I feel like that's the whole game. Everything, you know, we often allow our mind to get the better of us and tell us what we can and cannot do. But if you have control, that's the only thing we need to have control on, is our mind. I can't control you, I can't control your thoughts, I can't control anybody else, but I can control my own. And I feel like giving yourself that power to not get the better of you is half the battle won. And it was, I mean, I don't know, but for me, I cannot even explain to you the happiness and fulfillment I got of finishing that 30-second run.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, it's a good thing you're not a motivation speaker because we would all have competition. You really put it really well. I think you'll be an amazing motivational speaker and in case you ever want to change. But what you say makes scientific sense actually now. There is a saying, what gets stressed gets adapted. So whatever stress we face in life, that's where the change is happening. Whether the last 30 seconds were really hard, that's where your body learns to cope with that much effort and performance extra. So in any case, whenever you're facing a very tough time, that's where the adaptation happens. Which brings me to this, now you're doing action films, man. I mean, there was this Kabir Singh girl, quiet in class, I remember, that was your introduction to the world of movies. Everybody remembers that scene, quiet, demure, that was the character, not you. And now you're going to do action, like Dawn 3, you're going to like beat up people and things like that. How is that? Like, are you looking forward to that? Are you learning how to beat up people? Are you practicing at home with some people?
No, I have an action hero at home who's doing a great job, but I think this was a conscious decision. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to change it up for myself. And this was one genre I was longing to like get myself to do, change the vibe, change the way I've been perceived so far. And that's what's exciting, right? As an actor, you're constantly stepping into different characters and making the world believe that this is who you are. So there will be a lot of prep for the film, but I've got time to do that. And I'm very excited. I've never done an action movie, so now's my time to do some action.
I think you'll be amazing at it. I have to ask you one question about marriage in general, because you are, in Indian terms, you are newly married only. अभी कितना 1 साल हुआ ना?
साल हुआ है.
I know people who wear chuda for 1 year. So you know, it's up to you. You are newly married. But my most important question, general question is: now we live in a left swipe, right swipe time, right? People are into like short-term situationships. I don't know. I go to Instagram and I'm trying to write books, and every time there is a new term. That's all kind of things going on. At the same time, there is a big longing for love. There is a big longing for finding the one and settling. I do think it's still there, no matter which generation comes. Ultimately, everybody wants to have that one special person in their life. You took that step. You're saying, even when people were saying, Abhi, how does one know he or she is the one?
For me, he just felt like home. So I knew it. Every time I was with him, I just felt like I was home.
Okay.
And that's saying a lot because I do come from a home which is, again, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of nurturing, there's a lot of pampering that happens there, all of us to each other. So to feel, and it's such a fulfilling home that I come from, that to feel the same thing with someone else, I just knew that this is it. This is
and
who I
the
want to spend
timing
my
of
life
it,
with.
did you feel that you could just like be dating for a while longer, or like what made you say it's him and it's now?
I don't know. I mean, there was never a moment or something specific that happened that made me think like that. It was very organic. It just happened. And I think the person I am, I believe I'm good at balancing my personal and professional life. And I'm very all heart. So if I want to do something, I will go for it, and then dekha jayega how I manage everything else. But it was never, I never thought about it like, oh my God, my career and this. I knew I would do it. I said I'll do it all and hopefully set an example myself.
There is a leap of faith.
There is a leap of faith.
And even backstage we're talking about leap of faith in the context of motivation, and when someone is feeling low in life, some person watching this, some young boy or girl, maybe going through a phase in life where their career is not going as planned, their boyfriend dumped them, girlfriend dumped them, some personal tragedy happened. And you mentioned backstage about keeping the faith.
Yeah.
Or just talk of that more.
Well, I feel that is something, and I say this out of what's worked for me, and if I can share this with people, that in a world where there's so much fear, and we all have it, it's not that I don't, there are times very often where I feel anxiety, stress, fear, all of these emotions, But that's when I remember, no, you just have to have faith and you have to keep going. And I say this because this is what worked for me when I just debuted and came into the industry. Not knowing after my first film what's going to happen. I was like, I've entered this career and I've gotten into the movies, but now what? Back then, I always thought that you just had to get your first film और उसके बाद फिल्में तो मिल जाएगी. But that's not the case. And that's not even the case after commercial successes. There's a lot of hard work and effort. It's always film to film, Friday to Friday. That's how our business is. There's no guarantee or there's nothing permanent here. So back then, when post my first film, even though everybody had, a lot of the reviews had written, oh, she's a newcomer to watch out for, she's very competent, good reviews, but because we didn't have the commercial success, it was, in a way, a setback to not, I was not getting those offers, or nobody even knew who I was back then. But I had that belief in myself, and I had that faith in myself, and I said that this is something that nobody can take away from me. And whatever the craft that I'm honing or the work that I'm putting into it, nobody can take this away from me. This is mine. And this is what this is what I'm holding on to, and this is what I know that's going to get me. So I just kept working. I just kept working because I said, I just want to work. Whatever it is. And you never know which door opens where. So whether it's a song, whether it's a short film, whether it's a character role, whether it's a film on an OTT platform or the biggest successful film, it takes all of those opportunities to kind of get you to where you want to go, and you just have to start enjoying that journey. And the only way I could was by having faith. And that's what I feel. I feel the few things I've learned in these 10 years is to have the courage to be disliked. Don't take rejection personally. Don't seek external validation. Of course, take constructive criticism. You need to, know how to differentiate between the two. But for me, it's about that internal validation. It's about, everyone has that voice inside which is telling you, you're doing it right, you're doing well, or you need to step it up, you're not doing enough, you need to push yourself, and you have it in you to do that. So I feel you need to listen to your own voices, which we often forget because there's so much noise around us, we don't know how to cut it off. But that's what faith does, I guess. When you have faith in yourself, you have the ability to remove all those external voices and noises which, could be a hindrance to get you to where you want to be.
Kiara, you are amazing. You have success, you have beauty, you have brains, and you have a great soul. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.
You really do have it all.
Thanks so much, Kiara, for being here, and please do stay on stage because there are two very special awards that we'd like to present to you. First of all, of course, I'd like to invite Gunwant Singh Mongia, CMD of Mongia Steel, to please present Kiara with a token of our appreciation for keeping it real, Kiara. I think a lot of girls who have heard you today, how you approach social media, will really feel confident in themselves. So thank you for being that inspiration. A big round of applause, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Mongia. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we at the ABP Network are celebrating change makers, and we would like to present Kiara for an award for being the change maker in entertainment, for making a lasting impact. And to present this Change Maker for Good award, may I please request Rupali Fernandez, Chief Revenue Officer, to join us on stage. Okay, I think Mr. Mongia has done the honors for both. So thank you very much, Chetan, and thank you so much, Kiara, for being here today. I think we need some more